There were also 27 generals and 325 majors and lieutenants from the Central Military Commission organ system, 5 theater commands, and armed police. Their mission is to showcase the new vitality.
Totally awesome or totally frightening. Look at this. China's military has released this video of a 4-legged robot marching through a field with an automatic rifle mounted on its back. The Chinese state broadcaster calls it the newest member of China's urban combat operations. The robot dogs are programmed to conduct reconnaissance, identify the enemy, and strike the target. If that thing comes around the corner and if you're on the other side, you're done.
Yeah, over.
What would we do if World War III popped off? I asked this question on a previous video, but what would life be like if it popped off? Like, what would?
It would be unbelievable. It would be crazy. So just imagine drones, you know, military vehicles, technology going crazy, cyber attacks. So nothing like it is right. It would be completely opposite. It would be a disaster.
Could you imagine money, food? Because you can think about it, just anytime when you have a catastrophic event, food becomes instantly the super necessity, and water.
Yeah.
Money becomes, depends on the environment, money actually becomes, when you're in the war season or you're in the apocalyptic times, that dollar, it probably take you 30 of them dollars to buy one water.
Yeah.
Because it's not being valued the same anymore.
Right. Wow, that's scary.
When I was looking at like China's army, I was like, you know, we don't want any smoke with these people. America's the greatest country in the world. I've said that before. I said that a million times, but these people they also have the latest technology. They don't have, I don't know, they don't have the most nuclear weapons, but they have the top boom boom. They got the biggest boom boom. So
Wow.
we're in this thing with China where we buy all our stuff from them. We're so tied to every single thing we do. These mics included, everything is tied into China. We got the whole TikTok bans and stuff that's come up because they don't want to be affiliated with China just because intel information is giving them on us. It's a scary time, and I think it's still been made to put the light and make it seem like it's been making it seem like, you know, everything's all good just because, you know, we finally got Trump in office, but we're on the brink. We still on that big brink.
I know. I know. Yeah, the army was so in sync. I mean, it was like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's like they are in synchrony with one another, you know. So is that like the whole army, or is that only a section of it?
That was probably just a section. I doubt if that was the
my
whole.
gosh.
That was the ones that came out and probably, because you obviously see they look like they're more in their specialty uniforms, like for an events. So that was the ones who were assigned to probably go and march in front of that event.
Right.
Their armies are massive.
Yeah.
Their armies are massive. Did you see with that dog with the gun on his back?
Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine? You come out the house yawning. Oh man, I had a good little sleep, and you can just see this dog come around the corner. Pop, 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 pop.
I mean, no, I couldn't imagine that. I cannot imagine that. I don't know, but it's scary.
No.
It's scary.
Никому не позволим вмешиваться в наши внутренние дела. Так называемый Запад с его колониальными повадками, привычка разжигать по всему миру национальные конфликты, стремится не просто сдержать наше развитие. Вместо России им нужно зависимое, угасающее, вымирающее пространство, где можно творить все что угодно. По сути, они хотели бы сделать с Россией то же самое, что сотворили во многих других регионах мира, в том числе на Украине. Принести в наш дом разлад и ослабить нас изнутри. Но они просчитались.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, he made his point. He said he will not allow anybody to interfere with their affairs.
Sometimes I be wondering, I be feeling like Putin be like trolling. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, the reason why I'm gonna say, like, on Monday, He'll be like, it's going to be war on everyone. Then Tuesday, Trump is going to be great for this country to end the war. And then second, he'd be like, my baby mama left me today. You know, like he'd be, I don't know, Putin kind of be trolling. So sometimes I don't really know. Unlike China, it's like what I'm saying, either I'm saying something or I'm not. But if I say something, it's what it is. Sometimes I don't know how serious Putin is. I know war is serious. They got the biggest boom boom, one of the, the most arsenal. But I don't want to see them at war. But I'm just saying that sometimes I don't. Putin will say one thing and he'll say the next. So like,
well, I don't know. He's been communicating with Trump, so that's a plus. But I will say that they also, I mean, it seems like all the militaries have, a lot of weapons. But my question is, do our weapons?
How can we?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, compare out. Do they compare to theirs? I already saw the missiles in the other video, and you always gotta check that video out.
Yeah.
It's, but the thing was, it takes more of ours to do the damage that one of theirs could do. That's
bomb?
The thing.
You talking about from the bomb?
Missiles. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was Russia, to where China. So when we were looking at that map, right, and it showed all the missiles lined up, China's one was the longer than everybody.
Was it China?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when it hit the boom radius seemed to be a little bit less than what the Russia was. But it was a smaller rocket. Like the Russia one seemed like it was spread a little further, but China seemed like it was bigger. So my question, you asked. Yeah, America's the greatest country. We spend trillions and trillions and trillions on war. So do I think it'll be a big fight. It'll just be a lot of the world be gone. A lot of the world be gone. The aliens, daggone. The aliens will be like, man, forget this. Poof, they all shoot up out of water and say, man, it's time to go to Nebulous.
Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy.
It's time to go to Nebulous. Did you see them guns that they had though?
Yes.
Can I have one?
Work out you can hold them tripods if you want while firing too. Kind of.
So seeing these, it makes me feel, a little bit better as to see that we have things that's comparable to whatever else they got. I mean, I just know that we spend the majority of our money
on that.
So I guess just being able to see it more, but we can't because we got naval bases all over the world.
All over the planet.
Not just over here. We got naval bases all over the world. And they're different. I did learn that they're different things. They serve different purposes. Each naval base doesn't house the same equipment.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Where'd you learn that at?
Video we did. It's about learning, boo.
Like she was in there reading an article.
Video.
Why you lose your breath in the end?
Because that's what it's about. I mean, it's just scary to even think that even could be a possibility, but it feels better when you have strong leadership.
Correct.
And you got somebody who in office who is your president that is willing to handle business and to really negotiate first versus trying to pull the trigger.
And one that does exactly. That doesn't want war.
Right.
We want to end it so we can,
But just in case, we ready, right?
Right.
We ready.
So America's always going to be on top tier when it comes to that. But the thing is, the destruction of the countries fighting, people are going to die, and innocent people are going to die too. So that's the downside. No matter how much firepower somebody got on it, and it's going to always be casualties because of this.
That's right.
This country in different spaces. You remember when you were talking about Joe Biden? No, when Kamala was saying that we don't have nobody on bases and there's nobody out there in the field, and they were like, and them guys would record themselves like, where are we then?
Right. Hello.
But thank God that the primary, so y'all remember that we had the Afghan war that started in 01, right after 9/11. After 9/11, so for something to start like that, we already knew that was a money-fueled war, and there was some things behind the scenes why that war started, not based on what we really just think it was. But the war didn't officially, troops weren't officially, which there are still troops there, pulled out until 2021. So that was a 20-year war. Why? And do you know the cost of after Afghanistan war was about $2 trillion, $2.2 trillion to fund that war, 20 years. 2001 to 2021.
Why was the war so long?
I don't know what kept it long, because after the whole them getting Osama and the Taliban thing, why was it ran on further? Or why don't, if you just have like a little small, just some groups, small, platoons that stay back a little bit, but the majority of people leave. I don't know why they kept up 20 years on that. That was a 20-year war.
The Taliban was a big issue too. It was a part of the problem, as for them to say, why it was so long. They were trying to demolish the Taliban.
I'm just going to read a couple key points and highlights of the Afghan war that went on. Some things I didn't know. One, the U.S. launched operations Enduring Freedom in October 2001, following the 9/11 terrorist attack, with the primary aim of dismantling Al-Qaeda and removing the Taliban from power. So that was the origin of it.
September 11th.
September 11th.
Yeah, that's right. So nation building efforts. Beyond military objectives, the mission expanded to include rebuilding Afghanistan's infrastructure, fostering democratic governance, and improving education and women's rights.
The cost of the war, the financial cost of the war, estimated at over $2 trillion. Human costs included more than 2,400 U.S. military fatalities, tens of thousands of Afghan military and civilian deaths, and widespread displacement of Afghan populations.
Yeah,
Think
so
about all
that
the people
just
died
goes
over
to
there.
show that war, no side wins still. Challenges and resilience of the Taliban. Despite extensive military efforts, the Taliban regrouped and steadily regained strength. So that's kind of like what was, I guess, why it was taking so long, undermining Afghan national security
that's
forces
why
and governance.
They kept getting stronger.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like a thing where they were, all right, you got Al-Qaeda and you took out a lot of their men, and then now you leave. They just kept building force and kept firing rockets and stuff and kept fighting.
Yep. And steadily regained strength. That's crazy.
Withdrawal. This is the withdrawal and aftermath. In 2021, the U.S. completed its withdrawal under the Biden administration, ending the military presence but leaving Afghanistan under Taliban's control after rapid collapse of the Afghanistan government. So they completely, not only were they had gone downhill, they completely crashed, because now they're under the terrorists. It's the government ruling body. Yeah,
$2 trillion.
Right. All that money spent.
But maybe.
But no, because remember, America went over there to deal with Osama. We don't know the real reason, but he stayed. But listen, why did we care after that? Why didn't America just say, "Oh, let's get out of here"? Because what would stop them from wanting to do something else? Like, you can't control it. All you can control is fighting them over there. You can't control them with rogue people that come over here. So why keep on keeping it running over there? Just, you got your man. Why? A lot of people died over there.
That's a good question. Lessons learned, which goes right to the next point. Discussions often focus on the complexities of nation building, of the role of intelligence, counterinsurgency, and the long-term impacts of U.S. foreign policy and military strategy. So to me, they're trying to figure out what was the true lesson in this, because there was some long-term impacts based off that. It's a 20-year war. Wow.
And it said after the withdrawal, after it was over, Afghan faces significant humanitarian and economic crisis, with debates continuing over the U.S. morals and strategic responsibilities. Because I don't believe they'll ever recover. That's the sands, the deserts. They're not going to recover from that, especially after that. I don't know how thriving they were before then.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of speculations about this and that, and where they were going or what was really going on, but they really look like it's
right.
Nobody's saying, yeah, man, I'm about to go and fly and take me a trip to Afghanistan. Nobody going over there.
Right.
But I bet you some resources. It's always a reason. Anytime the government tell you that this was the reason, it's the reason, kind of listen with a discerning ear.
Because this would undermine our rules-based world order. And the rules-based world order is American domination. Now, by the way, NATO, at least under Biden administration, is eyeing the entire Eurasian continent. Indian, Pacific strategies, South China Sea, East China Sea is already on NATO agenda. NATO is moving infrastructure there. AUKUS, building Quartet Indo-Pacific 4, they call it. Japan, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea. US, South Korea, and Japan are building military alliance with some nuclear components. So, and Stoltenberg, the former Secretary General of NATO, said last year after the summit, which he said, Euro-Atlantic security is indivisible from Indo-Pacific security. When he was asked, does it mean that you go beyond territorial defense? No, it doesn't go beyond territorial defense, but to defend our territory, we need to be present there. This element of preemption is more and more present. But with the United States, we don't want war with anybody.
When Tucker, recently on that interview with Tucker, on that last part that y'all see, so that's obvious when you see what Russia's saying. Unless they're just saying that to us and got a whole different agenda just to tell us something, them people don't want to go at war. They don't really want to go through all that. They want to avoid all that. But I believe that America's the big bully. America's the big bad wolf that starts stuff on the back end and dare you to do something else. Dare you to do something. We're going to do it on the back end. That's going to interfere with what you got going on, but you better not mess with America. But we're going to interfere with what you got going on because these are our allies. So we're going to still do something to you, but you better not come at us.
And that's the sad part, because he mentioned Biden.
Yes.
Under the Biden administration. Mm-hmm. So please, But I like how Trump is having these discussions. He's already ahead of the game, because the current president, is obvious what the mindset has been for this administration. So I can't wait. How many more days we got? What's the day? December what?
What day is Trump? What day does he officially take over?
Is it January?
It's January
10th or is it 20th?
I think 20th.
That's the 20th. Okay. I think it's the 10th or the 12th for some reason, but it's a shame. And I'm just glad that Tucker, well, not Tucker. I'm just glad that Trump is doing his due diligence before he gets in office. That's the key. This administration.
January 20th.
Okay.
Around
That's right.
And have anybody seen Kamala? Have you ever heard Kamala?
Oh.
I know it's out the blue, but it was all this boom, 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 and now zero. But
wow, well, this is really interesting.
Yeah,
because
it's amazing.
From the top, showing you the military and just a little bit of weaponry that they the countries have, who would, for me, if of course, well, not for me, but this was in the news, is saying that if we go to World War III, it would be with those two countries, and they would join together.
Yep.
That would be a super threat.
Yep.
So.
But the problem would be Russia would join with China.
Exactly.
And they would join, and then it'll be a super threat.
It would. So.
All the countries that aren't part of NATO will gather together.
Yeah.
And form an alliance.
But we don't want that, because regardless, nobody wins. People are going to be lost in both countries, and that's the sad part.
I'd rather people focus on making money than killing each other.
Right, but working together. So are we ready based off of that, what we've seen?
I just saw, too, on a side note, that it was asked of Trump about, he said pretty much Canada and China and Mexico might as well become part of the United States because of their so many subsidiaries.
Okay. What?
So many subsidiaries.
Subsidiaries?
And they might as well just become, and remember I told you prophetically it was said that.
Why you hit me like I did something? Did I do something I didn't know I was supposed to do? You farted, not me.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't fart. You smell your upper lip, Negro. Whatever.
There must have been one trapped in the closet.
No, it wasn't. You're hearing things. Check your butt cheeks. Don't worry about mine.
But listen. And I believe that in the next couple of years that Mexico and Canada will form an alliance with the United States.
Okay.
Mexico does not have a military. I mean, they have a military, but
it's small.
But it's
right?
small, and the big percentage of their military is riding around on the streets with the tankers, with the people on them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess because they like we ain't got no problems with nobody.
They don't.
We over here cold chilling.
They're sovereign. They will
tourists,
never. Nope. Yes.
Coming over here, y'all.
Yes.
Do what y'all do. Go home. Have
Come
a good
get them
time.
teeth and them stem cells. Yeah.
And let us do what we do.
That's why I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I love Mexico, man. Let Mexico be on its own chill. Mexico is on its own chill. Don't let people scare you on about what they talk about with Mexico. They are on their own chill.
But I will say, I feel like we're ready as we're ever gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, and because of the alliance that we have with our allies, then if that happened, I think we would be ready. But based off that video we just did, and we saw them super duper missiles.
Talking about the one we did in the past?
Yeah, they got the mega missiles. And the missiles that we have, it's just that we have more that will impact.
He talked about all the mega structures.
But Russia got the big kahuna.
Yeah, the one that blow up that if you ain't 20 miles away, you gonna get burned up.
No, it was more than 20. Or was that China?
One of them went out to like
30 miles. Yeah, one was like 30 something miles.
That's a long way.
Yeah.
And if a bomb hits, you can't get 30 miles that quick. That thing when it caught you and hit you, it's over.
How far are we from LA? 50 miles? Why are we talking? But anyway, y'all, I just want to know. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like if we are in a line, if we are in.
How far are we from LA? From Corona?
Corona is about 50 southeast of Los Angeles.
Okay. So we good. I'm just saying, because none of the missiles went out 50 miles. I'm just saying, you better think like that. Nah, for real.
If the missile hit, it's a structure. It's one structure in Corona that it just need to hit one little space.
You are low down. Anyway, so worst. I'm not gonna say a word. Help him, Jesus. Help y'all's brother over here, please. But anyway, y'all, we're as ready as we ever gonna be. So what does that mean people need to do? As we have talked about prepping for the past 2 years now. We've been talking about prepping since COVID.
Yeah, we have. And we have to do the
That's
video
been 4
where we
years.
just show people on just good things to have. That's going to be the next video. We're going to go and drop that. And we're going to just show y'all some of the little things we have. And I have. Not everything. We'll show you a little bit what we keep just in preparation.
Yeah, how you all can get started. You know, where you can start.
Yeah. So, war. What it is a good for? Absolutely nothing. So, because y'all, when I just think about war, and I'm just going to end this on the note, whenever I think about war and somebody who's declared war, it's because of pride and money. And your ego is kicked in, and it's a lot of money on the table that you're going to make. Because somebody's getting rich when you have a war. I don't care what they say. A lot of people dying, somebody getting rich, and that's the bottom line.
Wow.
And I think that's what old Joey Biden was trying to do before he get out. He's trying to go ahead and crash it. You know, it's a little thing that just dropped with Syria too and everything. So y'all look that up. But we want to avoid war at all costs.
At all costs.
Let's make 2025 our best lives, and let's get wealthy and live life. And we got a good president in office, and let's not have war. Nobody wants to deal with that.
All right, well, people, we love you guys. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.